Today is August the 21st, 2025. My name is Tanya Finchum with Oklahoma State University, and along with me is Alex Bishop and Larry Floyd, and we are here with Patty Croft Kelly Stevens. Did I get all those in there?
Yes.
Yes. And this will be part of the project that we're calling Wartime Survivors, right? So thank you for inviting us into your home.
Well, you're more than welcome.
All right, let's begin with having you tell us something about yourself. You can go back as far as you want or just wherever you want to start.
Well, I might as well start where I was born in Honolulu.
Okay.
And we went to the Philippines. I wasn't 2 years old, but about a year and a half. And I spent 19 years there.
Okay.
When were you born?
November 25th, 24.
1924. So coming up on 101. Yeah.
And more people are reminding me of it. I wish they'd shut up. But,
are you the first in your family to make it to 100?
yes.
Are you?
In fact, I'm the only one left in the family.
Okay. So how were your parents when they passed?
Well, up in their 70s.
Okay. So that's, yeah. Have any reason you think, why do you credit your longevity
I said it's all the worms I ate during World War II.
Extra protein?
Right. That was it.
Okay, what about high school? Where did you go to high school?
American school in Manila.
Okay. Did you have a favorite subject?
Oh, not necessarily. No. Spanish, for one. Spanish, yeah.
And did you do anything extra besides the classes? Did you do extracurricular activities of some sort?
Oh, well, you know, the regular outdoor sports.
Tennis and...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I played a lot of golf.
At that young age?
No. I had to be older.
Okay. And were you on the basketball team?
Yes. Was on the basketball team.
What was your uniform like?
God, very, very plain looking. That's been too many years ago.
Too many. Were the short though?
Yeah.
Were they? Okay.
They were.
Play full court or half court?
Full court.
Full court. And what position?
Oh, a guard mostly.
Mostly.
But it used to be funny. Sometimes we'd have to play the girls from the Chinese schools. And they were so little, I felt like they were going to crawl between my legs. Yeah.
I can tell now you have a good sense of humor.
Well, no, not necessarily. Hope so.
Okay. And do you want to talk any about your experiences in Manila at, when the war was going on? Or do you want to...
Yeah. Well, I was with my mother and my younger brother. My father was in Honolulu at the time the war started, so he wasn't with us. My older brother was in college in California, and he joined the Navy, so he wasn't with us. So anyway, the three of us were taken prisoners when the Japanese came in. And we're supposed to be there 3 days. This is over 3 years. But just take one suitcase with enough clothing for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we went with the whole house empty with all our possessions. So that was it.
What took you to Manila? How did why did you go there to begin with?
My father taught flying.
He was in the military?
No, he wasn't. He was somewhat during World War One, but he had the chance to go over to the Philippines. They needed an instructor, and anyway, he volunteered for this. Well, it was a good job for him, but he went there originally, and my mother went there as a registered nurse from California. And they met, got married, and then from there went to China. And my father taught the Chinese flying. And then from there, they went to Honolulu, where I was born.
Okay.
And then out to Manila. And that's where I was for 19 years.
And can you describe what your house looked like at that point?
My house was a frame. We all had frame houses because we had typhoons all the time. And they could stand the wind. And yeah, everything was open, no air conditioning. But it was a very slow, easy life, lazy life. 5 servants. So
For 3 people.
no,
Five
no,
servants. For
I
3
had
people.
2 brothers.
Oh, okay. 4 people.
Yeah. So anyway, that was it. Yeah, we had the chauffeur, the gardener. You didn't want to drive your own car out there because we had these little buggy things with horses pulling them. We call them caramadas. And if you had a wreck with them, you could get sued very heavily. So all you used chauffeurs. I was spoiled as a kid. But boy, the war took it out of me.
Yeah, it did. That I've read through the book a little bit, which I should have said that too. That you have co-authored a book, Waiting for America, a civilian prisoner of war in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to do that. My son was alive at that time, and he and another fellow friend of Larry's promoted this and got Larry in on it. Anyway, so then I got in on it. So, and I think the book's doing good.
About how long did it take to get it start to finish?
What was it, Larry?
A little over a year.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was longer than
No, a little over a year.
that. Uh-huh.
Was it challenging to recall some of those difficult days?
Yes, it was, but I did it.
You did it, yeah. What gave you hope during the time that you were in captivity? Anything in particular?
Nothing much gave me hope. Well, sometimes when we see which would be lightning, we think, oh, it's shells going off. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. They're always coming. For 3 years they were coming. But it took that long.
So how did you end up captured? How did that take place?
The capture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's spectacular, Cat. I was very fortunate or unfortunate to be in it, but it was 11th Airborne. Came behind the...
Yeah, that's the rescue. But how did you end up, you and your family? How were you captured or placed?
Oh, they just came to the house and knocked on the door and said, "We're here to get you. Pack a bag for 3 days." And that's all we could take.
And do you remember what you took?
Not much.
Not much, no.
We ended up in rags. But let's say later on, my mother was able to get out of camp for just little short trips. Because we had a mutual friend that was very ill, and she would go out to kind of look after him every so often. So. But anyway, everything was gone in the house.
Did you take anything besides clothes?
No, I took some spoons. And I'm sorry I don't have the spoons. My daughter took them. And she has them locked up.
That's okay.
But there was a woman that always liked me as a little girl. And she left to go back to California. And so she gave me a dozen silver teaspoons. So they were sitting there, and I thought, You know what? I think I'll take 6 of those and put them in my suitcase because maybe we can eat with them. And those spoons made it all through the war. Can you believe it? Because after our release, they set the barracks all on fire, and the spoons melted. And my mother was out there after the war, and she went out to the camp and find where our barracks was. She stepped on the spoons. And it had C for coal on the back of it. So we know those were my spoons. Yeah. So I have them, but I'm sorry I can't show them to you.
I'm happy that you have them.
I am.
Yes.
They're all twisted up because they've melted.
Well, that's part of the story too, isn't it?
That is part of the story.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I had read something about an accordion.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
What's the story?
I used to. Okay, I always wanted to take up an instrument, and I don't know, my father wasn't too keen about me having a piano and practicing and having to listen to all that, so I fooled it. I had little wire-haired dogs that I had brought from California on a ship, and I would sell the puppies, and so I bought myself an accordion, and I had a German teacher, and he was really good, and he put me on shows and all that, different places, and anyway, but during the war, when the war started, there was one of his students that knew I was in the camp, and he contacted me and said, "Where is your accordion?" I said, "It's still at the house." Well, you know, he was able to go get it and bring it to me. And that's the only reason I had it. But I'd play on the shows. We'd have little shows.
For those in camp with you?
Mm-hmm.
Helped get them through it.
Yeah. Right. Finally, it rotted out. It got too old.
Did you ever have to?
Like me.
Did you ever have to play for, the Japanese soldiers or anything? Did they want to?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. When I'd be practicing, they'd come by and say, "Oh, you play Zango for me?" Zango. So, anyway.
What would you play? What song would you play on that accordion for them?
Well, I played Barrel Polka was my favorite one to play for them. They like that.
Well, that
Graffiti.
takes some strength, doesn't it?
It's 120 bass is big.
Oh my gosh.
I have come. Somebody there?
That's FedEx. No problem. We'll get it later.
Oh.
So your favorite one for polkas?
Yeah, right.
Did the Japanese like those too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they liked it. They didn't mind.
Any dancing?
Yeah.
I'd have to get up and dance.
No, we didn't dance.
Would you use it sometimes, like at holidays, for the camp while you were in camp? Did you play for different holidays?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But these were floor shows that we had. I get up and play. It's in the book.
Yeah. Polkas. So you got to leave with it then. You got to take it with you when you left.
Yeah, 120 bass. It's quite heavy. Squirrel, probably.
A squirrel.
Yes. Be quiet. You don't want to be on video.
Come here, Sadie.
Have you always owned a dog, a pet?
Oh, yeah.
You said that's how you bought your accordion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because I breed my little wire hair and sell the puppies. I'd give my mother half the money, but then I kept the other half.
Well, seems fair.
Did you ever have a favorite dog that you kept?
Oh, yeah. Chiquita. Chiquita was her name. Little wire hair.
And you brought her across the ocean?
I bought her in Los Angeles when I was there visiting before the war, long before the war. And I had her on the ship. Wasn't easy, but I did.
Do you remember much about that trip on the ocean coming back, going from California to Manila on that particular trip?
On that one?
Yeah.
No, but I had to go. That dog was in a little cage, and it was always on the deck up above, and I'd have to go up there all the time, take care of her, feed her, and all that.
Mm.
And where we lived, the street where we lived, were some people from Europe, from Germany. Well, not Germany, because they'd been taken prisoners, but no, they were from the Middle East someplace. Anyway, they had 3 really beautiful wired hairs. They let me breed my dog.
Oh.
Free! So that's how I made my money to get my courting.
Okay. And did you have to pay for your lessons?
No, my mother did. Wasn't much, but this was a German Nazi that I took lessons from. I didn't like when I go into his house and he had a big picture of Hitler in there. What could I do about it? But finally, one day, he and his wife disappeared. They weren't there for my lessons. They just completely left the islands. I don't know what happened to them. Weird.
I'd say that happened a lot, didn't it? Sounds like.
Yeah, a lot of things, weird things going on.
Patty and I talked about that. We have a theory that he was probably spying for the Japanese because they were allied with Germany, because he was taking Patty to on ships with American sailors and to ports where Americans, that gave him
their bases to play. And I kind of wonder if he wasn't spying.
Because he vanished right before Pearl Harbor, before the war began. So
that was such a thrill to get on board USS Houston, the big battleship, and to play with all those guys. God, I was just 17.
Yeah,
I was really thrilled.
Yeah. I don't know too many 17-year-olds today that can do that.
It wasn't easy.
No.
And the USS Houston was one of the first major ships of the United States Navy to be sunk by the Japanese a few months after Pearl Harbor.
I went in the Sulu Seas.
Yes, it was down south in some of the fighting after, several months after the Japanese invasion. They sunk the Houston and lost almost all the men aboard the Houston.
A lot of good-looking guys on board.
I'm sure they enjoyed watching you too.
They did. Yeah. I don't know.
So you want to skip to the part where you were talking about when you were liberated, when you got rescued?
Oh gosh, I'm already rescued.
Well, I would even ask, like at the camp, you know, what did you do to pass the time? We hear a lot of stories from people.
We all had to work.
And what kind of work?
Well, this sounds like it was really great. I served food to all the people. I thought, I'd be able to get extra food. No, they had guards on me. But I used to serve some weirdos. There's one man that came through, he wanted a banana. Well, I couldn't go through and pick out a certain banana for him. The first one, he didn't like it, he took it and threw it at me and called me names. So I turned him in with the women. He had to sit out there for a month and go through the rice to pick out the worms for punishment. But it wasn't easy in the camp.
Were you punished at any point for anything yourself?
No, fortunately, I wasn't.
How about your mother?
No. My mother was down on the first floor, and she was in charge of a clinic down there.
Hmm.
And I was put on the third floor because I could walk up and down the stairs. And my younger brother was put in another building. So.
Just to put this in context a little bit, the Japanese allowed the Americans, since they were all civilians, to administer themselves.
Mm.
And so they had committees, food committees, medical committees, and so each of the captives were given, if they were old enough, they were given assignments. Patty's was serving food. Some worked in medical, so some were trash men, some took care of the grounds, but they were self-administered until late in the war, and then the Japanese army began administering them more. So the punishments initially were Americans punishing other Americans. Because they were trying to keep, it was just like a city. It was like a small city. They were having to run it like a city. And so it wasn't until late in the war the Japanese were actually punishing and shooting a few, and that's when things got bad, when the Japanese army took over the administration of the camps.
Yeah. Well, my younger brother, let's see, gosh, he was probably about 14. They moved him to another camp. And that was bad. But my mother and I finally moved to the other camp.
So you were able to keep track of where everybody was?
But he was away from us for 2 years or more. And that was not good.
Did you and would you and your mother talk about these type of things when all that was going on?
Oh yeah.
Would you?
Oh yeah. Because I didn't see her every day. Because she was working, I was working. Also worked in the vegetable garden.
Did that get you any extra food along the way?
Not much.
Not much. No. Are there certain foods today that you don't eat because of that experience?
No.
No?
I ate it all, including rice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was the main thing we had to eat, rice. That's what had the worms.
You hear a lot about camps that, like the Japanese, and historically documented that they were brutal to whoever they captured or encountered. Did you experience any of that kind of brutality when they took over?
Mm-hmm. If you didn't do the right thing. There's several women that got pregnant in there and they locked the men up.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't need any babies.
No. I wonder if those babies survived.
Yes.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. They're probably not alive by now. I outlived them.
Do you want to ask more before we go to the day she was rescued?
I kind of want to know, kind of like when you're isolated from family and isolated from your normal everyday routine. How in a war camp, how did you celebrate, or how did you know for example, what day of the week it was, or what holiday it was, or how did you celebrate those types of occasions?
We didn't celebrate. Christmas came along. Well, we'd sing Christmas carols and stuff like that, but no presents. Yeah.
Why don't you tell them about the diary, the journal you started keeping your second year in camp?
Yeah, I have it here. I did it all in shorthand. Now, I learned shorthand after I went into the camp. There was a woman there that was giving some lessons, and I learned it. So I decided to keep my diary in shorthand. And then when I gave it to Larry, he had to find somebody to decipher it. Now I have this. I had 6 teeth that broke off, just broke because they'd been chewing too many years. And so I have a plate in there, and sometimes it's hard for me to get my words across.
So,
I have this piece that fits up there.
so where did you hide it during all that time? So, were you worried about someone finding
Oh gosh, yes. I'd hide it in my mattress, mostly.
it? In it or under
Yeah.
it? In it.
Oh, that's why I did it in shorthand, because they didn't know it. They didn't know what it was.
And when you would add an entry, would people be around to see you do that, or did you have to find a
Oh no, they
secret
knew
spot?
it. They knew it.
They knew it.
But I was lucky I was able to grab it when it was released, because we had to get out of there so fast.
Had you brought it into the camp with you? I mean, how did you acquire it to begin with?
Well, I brought it in.
You brought it. You had it. That was
I
one of the
just a
things you grabbed.
notebook. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go get it and show it to you.
Before you leave, you can.
Okay.
Okay. And you, I read that there was something else your mother kept through that entire time.
The flag.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about the flag.
That flag was rescued. My father rescued it in a fire that they had a carnival there, and he rescued it. So this was presented to him by the governor, this flag. And we had that flag for years and never used it. But my mother was fortunate to get it, and she hid it. And that flag is now down in the museum in North Carolina. Forgotten the name of the museum.
It's the Airborne and Special Forces Museum, and
Is it North or South?
what's that?
North or South Carolina?
It's in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah, North. Yeah, I took it there.
Okay.
Well, it was too valuable.
Yes.
And I knew if it went to grandchildren, they wouldn't take care of it. Better to give it.
Do you know where your mother hid it during all those
No.
3 years? You don't know?
No, she never told me.
Well, you weren't rooming together, so you couldn't see.
She was on first floor, I'm on third.
Yeah. She never told you where she hid it?
Isn't that strange?
Was it ever flown at the camp?
No way.
No.
No way. She took that. God, that was such a challenge to take that.
Yes.
Well, it was flown one time, remember? It was flown whenever the Japanese left. You deserted the camp briefly in 1945.
It wasn't flown. There was another flight.
Well,
that time, yeah.
Tell about that.
That one, airborne. Yeah, that time. But it wasn't flown during the internment time.
So it went up temporarily when you were
Yeah,
freed.
Mm.
That's pretty cool too, I think.
that's cool.
It seems to have a lot of meaning to you. What does it mean to you, that flag?
Freedom. Boy, freedom is so important.
Well, along that same vein, what about your diary?
Yeah, that diary. But being in shorthand, they didn't if they got it, they wouldn't know what it was.
I would think that may have given you a sense of freedom too, I guess, that you could do that.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Kind of being in the camp, you learn language. Did you learn Japanese? Any Japanese words, or catch on to language, or
To their language? No.
They didn't know your shorthand, but did you know some of
No,
it?
they didn't know it. They wouldn't know it. But they might have found somebody that did. Who knows?
So you're wondering if she learned a few of the
words. Yeah.
words, Spanish,
Japanese.
Japanese words.
No, I tried not to.
Okay.
Mm.
I can understand that too.
Yeah, the Japanese actually had the classes. They were encouraging the captives to attend
Yeah,
to learn
They
Japanese.
did.
No one showed up,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
no one ever learned Japanese. It was, it would have been almost considered traitorous to be a captive and then learning their language. So they eventually canceled those classes.
Right now, I have friends that their sons over there, Japan, doing a movie. And they're all so excited about him being over there. And I said, I shouldn't say that. I said, shit. I'm disgusted. But it is beautiful country. No doubt about it. I've been there several times.
I was wondering if you had forgiven for.
I have. What's it gonna do? I'm not going out of my way to be nice to him, but anyway, you can't forget.
You can't forget,
Mm-mm.
but you can forgive a little.
Yeah, forgive. That's true.
Yeah. So, do you remember your first meal when you were released? What you might have had to eat?
No, I don't. Because they got us out of that camp and took us to another camp. Took us to actually a prison area. From one prison to another. This is civilian prison. It was clean. Thank goodness. No, I don't know. It's probably soup.
Yeah, your stomach had swollen or had shrunken, so you couldn't just.
They had to, give us special food.
I was hoping it wasn't rice.
No, it wasn't. It was soup.
Something more than rice. Yeah.
Soup. If it had rice in it, it was soaked with soup.
And then how did you get back to the States?
Well, they had ships for us.
Okay.
Yeah, military ships.
So you came by boat.
Eberly. Yeah, I remember the name of the ship. Transport.
Transport. I should.
And it was blackouts all the time at night because of enemies. Yeah. One night there was a Japanese submarine around close. We had to sit on the deck with our what do we call it? One of those
Life preservers.
life preservers. Yeah, sit on the deck. You never knew when they hit. One hit, kill us all.
See, they were rescued before the war ended. So they were rescued in February. In May is when they were transported back to the States, and the war didn't end until August. So it was during wartime when they went across the Pacific. So the Japanese submarines were still a threat.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that was a very dangerous time.
And, we stopped in Honolulu, and my father was there. He couldn't even come to see us. We were just anchored out. We had to pick up FBI men to cross-examine us.
See, to put that in context, none of them had any paper on them.
Yeah.
No documentation. The United States was still on wartime footing.
Birth certificate, nothing.
No ID that says who you were.
No.
So they didn't know who these people were, and they had to interview them to make sure they were Americans coming back to America.
And they did that on board the ship, on board the transport.
Before we could land in San Francisco, actually Los Angeles. Yeah. They checked us all out thoroughly.
So you didn't get off the ship in Honolulu. You had
Oh,
to wait
no way.
To get
No way.
onto the U.S.
No way.
Did someone meet you when you got off in California?
My aunt, no, nobody met us, but I had my aunt and her husband in Oakland. That's where my mother's home was, Oakland,
Okay.
California. So we had to take a train up there.
So you would have finished high school before or during
No.
or?
I just lasted a few months.
Mm.
I was going to college, Pomona College in California when the war started. That was all fixed. I was supposed to go there when I graduated, but it didn't happen.
What were you planning to major in?
I didn't know back then. Hey, that's too many years ago. I was interested in nursing.
Okay.
I could see where it helped my mother so much.
So did you get to go when you got back? No.
Oh, I started college, but then I got married.
Okay.
That's
And
where I met my husband.
okay, let's talk a little bit about that. How did you meet him? Or,
Well, he was just with a bunch of GI guys. This was out in Manila. It's with the troops.
and he stood out amongst all of them?
Well, actually, I was dating the captain over it. He was the first lieutenant. And old Hogan was from Arizona, I remember. He's a cute little guy. But he didn't appeal to me too much. And I started college, but then I quit to get married.
Okay. Well, how did you end up in Oklahoma?
He's from Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
He's the Okie.
And what did
Big decision.
you think of Oklahoma? Your first impression?
I thought it was kind of a hick town. Sorry about that.
Now, you said it was a big decision. Did the two of you were you hesitant about coming
Yeah,
in?
right. I had a job lined up when I finished school with the Chamber of Commerce in Manila. But that didn't work out. Who knows what would have happened?
Yeah.
One decision.
Which was?
Hmm?
One decision?
It was right. It was right.
Was right.
No, my husband, we didn't have anything. We were just so hard up, but he was a very smart businessman.
Hmm.
He put in a bank here, Guarantee Bank, which is now something else. What is the bank? I have a little account there, and then he had the First National Yukon.
Okay.
But he worked for everything. But he was smart. And lucky.
Lucky that he got you.
No, I don't know about that.
Did you play the accordion for him? That's the question.
That was it. It was it. The accordion.
How did he pop the question?
How did he pop the question?
Yeah.
It's so long ago, I wouldn't know.
Well, I guess, did he ask or did he just assume?
No, he asked.
He asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember if he asked your dad for permission?
No, he didn't ask for permission. Who was he going to ask? My mom? She's probably anxious to get rid of me.
No.
So were you married like a justice of the peace, or did you actually have a formal wedding? What did you wear?
I got married at 36 in Classen.
Ah.
There's a house on the corner, on the southwest corner. There's white pillars on the corner. That's where I got married. That's where his parents lived.
What did you dress in that day?
A suit
Suit.
from I. Magnus in San Francisco. Yeah, I remember all that.
What color?
Oh, I don't remember what color. Now you're making me think.
Yeah.
But we got a little money from the government. So that's how I could afford a suit. And pictures in the book.
Okay, I'll look. I'll check that out. I do remember seeing that. I remember he had on his uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Did he stay connected to the service?
No.
Oh.
No, he didn't.
Not in the reserves or whatever?
No. And my older brother was in the Navy, kept sailing around and sailing around. Finally got to see him.
And then the younger one?
The younger one, no. He didn't. Of course, he was with me. He couldn't be in the service, so.
Younger.
He went up to OMA, Oklahoma Military Academy. That's where he went to school.
I don't know where that
Where
was.
was that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Claremore.
Oh,
You don't know where Oklahoma.
That's right. That's right.
It's Claremore.
Okay.
Maybe they've closed it.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up too.
Have you heard of it?
Oklahoma Military Academy, yeah. Yeah, there was a couple, I believe. One was in Oklahoma City and one in Claremore.
I didn't know there was one here.
Well, I know Claremore.
Because my husband had been there before the war.
I know Claremore has Rogers State, so maybe it became that.
Could
It's
have.
Close to a museum or something there.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so you decided to stay in Oklahoma City forever?
I had no other choice. Well, he leased his, he went into service station business. And he finally leased his big company out to Champlin. And we moved to Florida for a year, St. Petersburg. And then he wanted to come back. It's Oklahoma.
Well, at least St. Petersburg was, temperature is kind of like Manila, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Wasn't it?
it's nice down
Yes.
there. Not nice right now, though. It's storm.
So going back a little bit, can you describe what what your liberation day was? What happened and how did it unfold?
The liberation.
When you
Day.
were liberated from the camp.
Oh, yeah. 23rd of February. Yeah, we got up that morning to go eat breakfast. And that's when they said, started blowing the whistles and stuff. We were being attacked. We didn't know what was that. All of a sudden, I looked up and I said, oh my God, parachutes. The most beautiful sight I have ever seen in my life. They'd come to get us. And so we were told that we were going to be machine gunned that morning. We were not told that physically, that was going to take place, but I heard that later. Did you read anything about that?
Yeah, the Japanese had set up machine guns, and it was a very chaotic time, and there was a lot of rumors in camp that the Japanese would just execute them if it looked like the camp was going to be overrun. That's why the airborne dropped in rather than a land. They were 12 miles behind Japanese lines.
Yeah.
So
that's what was scary.
That was a famous airborne rescue. Over 2,100 civilians were taken out without a single loss of a civilian life.
Yeah, it was
Miraculous.
the best. Well, it's the best. Liberation
Airborne operation.
Yeah.
They still
In
teach
World
it
War II.
in West Point. I understand it's still a class on that rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Or in some of their classes, they teach how that rescue
Yeah,
was so
it's just
carefully prepared.
Looking at a book I found sitting out on that.
I can't imagine the chaos. I mean, being in that
You wouldn't
situation.
believe what was going on. Unbelievable.
I mean, being at your age, 18, 19 at that time, probably.
Yeah, I was 17.
I mean, what was it like? I mean,
Unbelievable. We ran back to the barracks, grabbed a few things. That's how come the spoon showed up. sorry I don't have them for you to get a picture of them.
I can imagine there was a lot of noise,
Oh.
cheerful noise, maybe.
Yes, well, we didn't know.
You didn't know, so maybe not.
Because here came the tanks for us to get into. And then they took us down a river and machine gunning us along the way. And leave it to me. I got to climb up on top of the thing to get into the cookies. God, they tasted so good.
I can imagine not having anything sweet would have been.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume like the food, and did they try to starve you to death? Or, I mean, you hear a lot of stories that this didn't have.
Yeah, they did. They were trying to starve us. Without a doubt. It was awful.
And what's that like? I know a lot of people in camps, war camps, talk about hunger. What's it like to be hungry?
Oh, it's awful. Stomach hurts. You finally get full of gas. It's just terrible.
I mean, how do you? I don't know. I've always often wondered, how do you mentally deal? How did you deal with that? You know,
It wasn't easy.
Not trying to think about it.
It is. I know. And I've gone to bed hungry, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not pleasant. It's a lot worse when you know it's going to last. It's awful.
And even more of a challenge if you're working the food line.
I know. And
Yeah.
they didn't have it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That's almost torture in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have experienced and lived through a lot of very stressful, more than moments. It's
Yeah.
years, I guess, but moments too.
Yeah, some stressful things.
Yeah. How did you get through that? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's not easy. Sometimes I sit here in a chair and I sometimes get depressed. And I think, you're a stupid woman. Look at this nice house you're in. Look how lucky you are to be alive. You don't worry about where's the next meal coming from. You know, I work on myself. It's not easy.
Well, I imagine you did some of that same processing when you were in the camp, though, talking to yourself, telling you to.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were all together, though.
Mm.
Here I'm by myself.
Yeah. You have time to ponder.
I do.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You still taping?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, today at 100, almost 101, at 100, what are you contemplating about? What are you thinking back? What kind of, you talked about, you still kind of think about it. Is there something that a particular event or moment in that time that you contemplate about?
Well, the liberation,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
It's kind of on the forefront of your mind.
Mm-hmm. Liberation, for sure.
And how do you feel about the Red Cross?
Well, they were very good to us. They really were. They might not have been to some people, but they were for you. Have you heard about that? No. Well, I thought they were pretty good.
And when you hear the national anthem now, how does it make you?
Oh boy, I get up. No, I'm really very patriotic.
Yeah.
Well, I assume after the war, where did life take you? You were married, but What were some of the things you did after the war? How did you rebuild?
I went to my grandfather's house.
Hmm.
My grandmother had died in Oakland, California. And that's when I started school. But then, as I said, I quit and got married. My husband came back from overseas, and so he came out and started seeing me, and that's how it started.
Did a little courting, huh?
With my accordion went with me.
Where'd he take you on your first date?
What?
Where'd he take you on your first date?
God, I don't remember that.
But it was.
But I hate to tell you, he went to OU.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
No.
Returning to somewhat normalcy after 3 years in camp would have been
Yeah, right.
a challenge too.
That's true.
Now, I assume you had a family. You had children of your own.
What?
I assume you had children of your own.
Mm-hmm.
Did you teach them? How did that experience in the war impact
Yes.
the lessons you taught your children?
Yes, I did. And I only have my daughter left now. I lost my son a while back. But anyway, she knows. Oh, Mother, I'm so tired of hearing that. So. Anyway.
Did you ever kind of, when your children were younger, what kind of lessons did you want to teach them as they grew up?
Just to be thankful. You know, you stop and think about it. Kids today, young kids, don't know how to say thank you. They don't. I'm going to stop giving birthday gifts, birthday checks to my great-grandkids. They never thank. All they need to do is pick up the phone, call me.
Yeah.
I have a friend in San Francisco. She's 3 days older than me, but she's in a home in San Francisco, and she was not taken a prisoner because her father had a Philippine citizenship, so she stayed out. But she told me her father said, never been around anybody that said thank you more than I did. But it was drilled. Kids don't know how to thank for anything. You have children?
Mm-hmm. And they don't. And
They don't.
I try to get them to, but
They don't.
But my grandchildren do. They listen to me.
Good.
Yeah, so
Good.
it skipped a generation.
Now, you had this friend. Is she still living?
A what?
Is this friend that you have in San Francisco?
Yes.
So you're both 100, I would assume.
Yes.
How-
I haven't called her in the last week or so, but yeah,
That's amazing.
she's in a nursing home, but she's on a walker, but she can't walk without somebody with her on a walker. So I'm in better shape than she is.
So how did this friendship blossom?
Oh, we're little girls at the same time, same school, same class, the American school.
And how did you meet her? I mean, how did you meet her and become a friend?
I don't know, just you do when you're in first grade.
But yeah, how did you keep in touch with her to know where she is?
Well, that's very hard. Her father had the shell company. He made all the shell placemats and buttons and all that stuff. So he took out a Philippine citizenship before the war. That kept him out of camp. And actually, her parents were both Russian descent. So
she wasn't in the camp with you.
No, she was not.
But did you communicate in any way with her during that time?
No. Now, occasionally she would contact either me or one of the other friends, but no, never could see her or anything. Now the challenge is who's going to go first, me or Lita?
So when's the last time you physically got together?
When's the last?
The last time you actually saw her face to
About
face.
2 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Now that's amazing to have a friend. I've never heard.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
95 plus year friendship.
There's an old saying that friends never, you never end a friendship. Friendship just fades away.
Yeah.
But in this case,
No, it didn't.
it didn't fade away.
Because we call one another every so often. Oh, Larry, I sent her a book, and she thought this was wonderful. What a wonderful thing to have a book written about you.
Do you ever talk about the war experience together?
No. If we did, it was long ago.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she might be surprised by what she read.
I don't know.
She
years
went on a
ago.
bit.
Excuse me, I'm gonna have to leave. I've got a meeting to go to.
Well, good luck on your
Yeah.
bike race.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, thank you
I'll
for
talk to you
coming
later.
by.
I'll talk to you later.
You want your books? Or you take them later?
Those are Alex's. Oh, these books? No, I've got plenty.
Okay, because I think there's one or two you haven't signed.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Can you get out?
I guess someone's gonna buzz me out. Yeah. That outer gate, if you'll push that button, that'll unlock your.
Boy. I hate having this plate up in my mouth because it affects my speech.
Yeah. Those things kind of are a little bit of annoying. I know other people that have them. Yeah.
My tongue has it.
I think she's buzzing him out.
Oh, she didn't push the button.
I pushed it.
Well, the friendship's amazing. I guess one of the other questions I have is, you think about being 100, surviving a lot of, seeing a lot of different things in your life.
Could you let her in, please? Just lift that bar up. The bar to the left.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there she is.
Do you throw food away now?
Beg your pardon?
Do you throw food away now?
No!
I figured that might be one of the lasting impacts that it's hard to do, isn't it?
That's right.
After having not had.
I tell you what. Some way or other, I started getting some Meals on Wheels.
Mhm.
And some of the food's really good. Because it's hard for me to get in and do all this cooking. Well, anyway, there were a couple of meals that pretty bad. But I gave them to the gal that comes here and helps me some. She just stop along the way. You see somebody all curled up and all. Give that food to them. I don't want it wasted. I don't want to throw it out, but it was awful food.
Yeah. I figured that might be one of the last lingering.
Oh, I
impacts
think
of
about it.
Mhm.
You bet I think about it.
Well, and with food, with your children growing up, did you make sure they finished their plate, or
Oh, you better believe it. Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, just from the standpoint, what is your favorite food today? What's been your favorite food?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
That's not food. It is. I
Causes
just-
toothache.
But that's kind of interesting because you didn't have that during the time you were in the camp, right? You didn't have access to sweets or
No.
like that.
No, I
So
didn't,
chocolate.
and I sure did miss it.
Chocolate of any kind, huh?
Mm-mm.
So I'm kind of curious, what do you consider to be your secret to longevity?
I just say it's all the worms I ate. Everybody gets a kick out of that.
Mhm.
I don't know. For one thing, I've been going to exercise class. for the last 3 years, I go out to one that Crossings has and do these exercises. I was going twice a week. For 3 years I've been going. I'm down to one now because they took my driver's license away. I got the COVID, and I almost didn't make it before Christmas. I was so sick, and I passed out, ended up in the hospital because I fainted, and that's when I lost my license. So I got my nice car sitting in the garage. I have to pay this gal $25 an hour to drive me around, but it's better than sitting at home.
And so when she comes, where do you go?
Grocery store, drugstore, or someplace.
And to the mall?
I haven't been to the mall in quite a while. I know they have some good sales.
So your source of freedom's in the garage now, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get in there because my car, because I don't have any insurance on myself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take a chance. I can get in that car and just go down to May Avenue here to Sonic. I thought of that service. Get a nice hamburger. No.
That's an Oklahoma thing.
I don't want to take a chance. Because, boy, I could really get sued.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before you ask some of your questions, I want to go back to Santa Claus. When you were little, was Santa a part of your family's tradition?
When I was little, yes.
Yes.
But I'll tell you how I found out about Santa Claus. My father would fly. We were at the Army Navy Club. No, it was the Elks Club. They had a big Christmas party for all the members' children. And my father was flying Santa Claus. Open cockpit, you could see it, and Santa Claus would come by and we'd be all out on the veranda and waving to Santa Claus and all. And he landed close to the club and Santa Claus got out and walked to the club. And I wondered about that. And then when it came time to go through the line to get your little gift, I recognized the man's voice. He was a good friend of my parents. It's such a good friend, we always called him Uncle Larry. That's how I found out about Santa Claus.
Did you spoil it for the people around you?
Yeah.
Oh, you told them too, huh?
God. But I was a lot younger then.
Do you remember, in Manila, did they have the tradition of going to sit on his lap and take pictures?
Uh-huh.
Did they?
Oh, yeah. That's when I found out about him, about his voice.
And do you have a picture of you with Santa at that age? Well, you would have probably would have gotten destroyed if you did.
Lost a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
And that was bad, to lose
Yes.
your pictures when you're growing up.
Well, when you had your children, did Santa come into your Christmas traditions any?
Oh,
When your children?
yeah. They would go to the same thing, but,
Okay.
I had to keep my mouth shut.
Okay, your turn.
Having outside of being in a kind of a war camp or in a holding camp in World War II, what's your most enduring memory of the Philippines? I guess you would say, of Manila. When you think about your time there, what's a positive memory?
Well, that's a good question. Well, it was a very slow, easy life. We had servants. We had 5 servants. We had the house girl. She did the cooking. the houseboy shined the floors, wooden floors. He always had half a coconut on each bottom of each of his feet, on the foot, and it slide across the floor on those coconuts to make the floor shine. I'm telling my friends this story because they're putting in wooden floors now. And then we had the lavandera, the gal that washed the clothes, and the houseboy, and the chauffeur. That's a pretty easy life, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the American school, and Larry, I meant to ask Larry that, because he was thinking that maybe he could have a book signing at this Filipino club here.
Mm.
And he hadn't heard back, but I'm thinking they may not like the fact that I went to the American school, which they were not allowed to go to. You never know.
You never know. Your memory's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
And I'm amazed by, we sit in your house today, and I really see the influence of the Philippines, in how you decorate your home and what you have. It's kind of influenced you.
Yeah,
It
right.
has a lasting impact.
See that picture over the fireplace? That's harvesting. When they're harvesting the rice in the background. And they bring it in and they try to get the husk off, and somebody's cooking there, and I love that painting.
So you don't see it as negative?
No, it's not negative.
Have you ever been back to the Philippines after the war to go back and look at the camp? And
Yes.
what was that like?
Yeah. It was very cheerful, but, very hard. I took my 2 children.
Huh?
I thought it was going to cause the divorces, but I took my 2 children. I couldn't take 4 people. There was a group of all of us that grew up there. There was a little group going. And I thought, well, by golly, I'm just going to take my 2 kids on this trip. And they really enjoyed it. We even got to go to Corregidor. And I remember when I was little, and we had some very good friends, because you had to take a little boat. Well, it was a small boat that had passengers on it, back and forth from Manila to the island of Corregidor. And I took them over, but I remember running through all those tunnels and everything, and then you think, oh God, what a battle they're having over there. It was pretty bad. But they got to see everything. I took them up to both my camps, prison camps, and it was nice.
And what was their reaction?
Oh, they thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, something they never forget.
Did they kind of understand and appreciate?
I think they did.
More of what you'd been telling.
These were all people on the plane that had been through it. Some had family with them, but.
And if you could go back to the Philippines today, where would you want to go?
To Manila. If I were younger, I'd go. Right now they have a special. Cheap special. Yeah. On a trip to the Philippines. I found that on the internet. Go.
So you use the internet. She's a hip and 100-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it. Same with the phone. I don't use the phone like everybody else does.
Landlines are good.
Yeah. But the internet, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that taking that trip with your children I would think would leave a lasting impact on them, that mom was not telling too much,
Mhm.
not exaggerating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good for them.
Yeah.
And then we'd have reunions
Hmm.
out in California. All of us, we'd go to that.
The ones that were in camp.
Hmm.
Wow.
When you said it was good for them, how going back, I assume was good for you.
It was. It was very good.
And what was it like? What was it like going there and for the first time again for you?
It was very touching. When you go to where you lived and go to your school and all. Yes, and then going up to Los Baños was very touching. Of course, everything had been burned down.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have anything.
But I'm sure in your mind you saw it as it was.
Built.
Mm-hmm.
When I was there, it was all built.
I don't know, your I don't know, all these stressful points, but you handle stress pretty well.
Well, it hadn't been easy. And see, I lost my husband when he was 48.
Okay.
That was very hard on me. I was 46. And then I was quite a few years before I remarried to Stevens, and I used to play golf with his wife. She died, so and he had this beautiful home out in Tucson, and we'd go spend the winter there and play golf. He had a little cart in his garage. Just get in that little cart and go play golf. That was fun.
So when your husband passed away at that young age, did you have to go to work, or were
No.
you already working?
Actually, my husband was very, very smart businessman. He put in this Guarantee Bank, and what is that called now? God, it's the 23rd in MacArthur.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Prosperity.
Prosperity.
Prosperity Bank's the name of it. Now, they bought me out.
What, I mean, did you work?
No,
No, you didn't have to work.
no, I had children.
Okay.
And, he started that bank. But he also first was in service stations. Put in service stations.
Okay.
And he started out with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a smart businessman. That's all I can say. It made good decisions.
Yeah.
I guess my final question would be, what advice or piece of wisdom would you give the next generation today?
What advice would I give?
What advice or piece of wisdom would you give the next generation?
I've never thought of it.
Having lived what you've lived through, having experienced, having...
Say thank you.
Huh?
Say thank you.
Yes, that's right. Thank you is right. And I'm afraid we're going to be in World War III. Too much going on in the Middle East. I wish we could have gotten out of Manila before the war hit. I wish we could have, but we couldn't. That was a big decision. Who knew the Japs were going to drop bombs? We didn't know that.
Right. That sent you on a different trajectory, for sure. For sure.
Unbelievable, because they hit Manila right away. It's awful watching those troops come in.
The sights and the sounds and the play that over in your head.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you think about it more today? No,
I do every so often.
Mm-hmm.
especially when I see TV.
Mm.
I just wish people would get along. Every night I pray for peace, world peace, please, world peace. No, we're not going to have it.
Well, we can hope.
We finally got rid of Hitler. That's about it. Back again. I'm not getting into politics.
No, that's
No.
not. No.
No, it's very interesting you say that. You know, you wouldn't think, you know, that lasting, having lived through what you've lived through, that sticks with you. And when you see things, I would think when you see things like this in the world or something come up, you would probably say, I don't want this again.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need this again.
No, I should. Well, I'm not going to be able to. Not at 100.
And I assume you don't want anybody to go through what you had to go through.
No, that's right. Because it's horrible to lose everything.
I think you learn to appreciate even the smallest thing.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yes. I tell you what. It is unbelievable.
Well, I read in the book that at some point people would exchange recipes. I mean,
Oh, all the time.
even though they couldn't cook them, they would exchange.
Oh, wait, that was a big thing. They exchanged recipes. And they'd pin them up on the wall.
And dream of fixing them one day.
Did you ever fix one of them?
No. I never did. I left in too big a hurry to take the recipe with me.
I just think recipes have always been a part of our lives in some way, haven't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I stopped and I read them in the paper. God, the other day there was such a good recipe for a pie. I said, what am I reading this for? I'm not going to fix it.
It's that sweet tooth.
This gal that comes, she comes to work for me. She comes at 7:30 in the morning. She leaves at around 8:45 or a little before, it depends. She goes to her other job. She comes back here about 1, stays a couple of hours. That helps me. And then the weekends, I'm on my own. Now, my daughter had 2 women that would take turns on the weekend. But one of them we caught coming in at 6 o'clock in the morning. She's supposed to come at 8. My daughter has cameras set up.
Okay.
So I want to know, you wrote this book with Larry. How did you come to know Larry? And how did he come to know your story?
That's it. Through my son. My son knew this couple in Little Rock. And this guy's a very wealthy oil man. And he's knew Larry. And they got together with my son and were after me to write the book, and I wouldn't do it. So finally, I did. My son would have been so happy to have seen that book, yeah. But it wasn't in the cards.
Were you reluctant to do it for any particular reason?
Well, it's just, why bother? Why think about it too much? Because it had me thinking too much.
Makes you, does it? It's
As
true.
Larry come over here and sit and talk and all this stuff.
But now that it's on paper, it's in a book form, do you feel a sense of relief? Do you think?
Yeah. No, it's okay. He didn't put anything bad in it.
No, but do you feel like I was able to tell my story?
Yeah.
And share it.
Yeah. I don't mind sharing it. I said I don't have secrets anymore. They're all gone.
You had to have a few secrets in camp, though, to survive, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We won't get into those.
No. And privacy was very hard to come by.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, yes. Especially showers. Open showers. Now, men and women separated, but every so often some soldiers come in while you're bathing. Awful. It's an awful feeling.
So I'm just thinking that you had people constantly around then versus now.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a contrast.
Yes, right. Definitely.
Yeah.
That part was really bad. And then soldiers walk around at night. We're sleeping under mosquito nets. And they'd look at us, And of course, it's scary if you had to go to the bathroom during the night.
Yeah.
It was scary. But I made it.
Yeah.
Some didn't.
Scary and all, and yeah, some didn't.
Well, it was on their cards. I lucked out.
Was religion part of that?
What?
Your faith, but religion come into your thinking?
Yes, but I'm not as religious as some of these people are.
Okay.
Because my mother and I were put in the barracks. And, let's see, Los Baños, with a bunch of missionary women, Catholic nuns. I was dying to see them at night go down to the restroom. I wanted to see if they had their hair or what they had on their heads.
And you didn't?
I never did. Wasn't that awful of me?
No. I read they wouldn't share their peanuts with you either.
No, they wouldn't. You're right. That's what made me, because the missionaries got better treatment than we did. No, they'd sit there and eat and never offer me a bite.
I would have thought that the nurses would get better treatment too. No?
No. No.
Would you and your mother talk about these things once you both got out?
Oh, sure.
Very often? Or
oh, sure.
Tried to?
No, not too often. No, because my parents ended up in a divorce after the war.
Okay.
Which, being apart all that time can happen. And my mother later remarried to a guy that was in camp with us, too.
Okay.
And they lived in Florida, Sarasota, and, I didn't see my mother that often living down there. So.
Well, if she married someone that knew what she had gone through, that
helped.
That helped.
Oh, and he was a nice man. He was a widower.
Well, I would think marrying someone that rescued you would help understand him understand
now,
what you
my
were
husband was not in the rescue. He was in the rescue with First Cavalry that rescued the people in San Tomas, where I was at the beginning.
Okay. But he still could see.
Well, he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That rescue is unbelievable when I think about it, which you never forget.
And the parachutes.
Oh, God, what a sight. And see all their legs dangling down.
And you knew they were U.S.?
Yep.
Yep.
Japs wouldn't be spending the money sending those people over.
Yeah, that's true.
And now what are you going to do, make a film on this?
Well, before you do that, I have one last question. How would you like to be remembered?
Well, yeah. When history's written, how do you want to be remembered?
I don't know. I really had never thought about
And
it.
it's been written.
What?
Not entirely.
Not entirely.
That's her first part. She's lived 70 something, 80 years past that though. Those first 20 years set you on a certain trajectory, but the last 80, you've had somewhat control over.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you want to be remembered?
Well, I guess just that being the lucky lady that was strong enough to go through and handle it.
Yep.
That's about it. Because it wasn't easy.
No.
Several of my friends died. In fact, I have very few friends left. That one out in San Francisco, the challenge is who's going first? 3 days apart. No, it is. You wonder.
Yes. Well, and maybe as the lady that always said thank you,
Yes.
we'll add that to, that's how you want to be remembered too.
Yes. That's it. Thank you.
Well, I'll say thank you for spending the morning with us. It's been great.
You're welcome.
You're
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very
I
much.
hope I was some help.